आपण खात असलेले म्हणजे हिरवी भेटते ते.
Hey everyone, quick question. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are audible and you are
Awesome,
visible.
awesome. Cool. Vaishnavi, you can actually, yeah, switch on your video and woohoo! Hey,
Okay. Should we wait for a few minutes and then we
absolutely
can
yes, sure.
we're good to go.
Let's take some time. I'm just going to check something very quickly. So let's see if that works. Okay. This one looks like it works, but yep, seems okay to me. Cool. Awesome. All good. There seems to be a temporary glitch in Zoom. It says like we might have maximum of 100 this time. Technically, it should be 500 today. So Vaishnavi, apologies in advance in case if other people are not able to join. We'll figure out something. I'm looking at the settings here in Zoom. So hopefully this will not be an issue, but let's see. But just giving you a heads up. More than 100 people
Okay.
won't be able to join. So let me see what I can do at this point.
Okay.
Let me call them.
Just let me know once you're ready, so we'll start the session.
I think we'll just go for it in case of anything. People might not be able to. Yeah, it says meeting capacity is now full. Let's go ahead and start. We'll try to provide the recording for sure for everyone. And at the same time, for those people who are not able to join, ask them to try later. And then we will see what we can do at this point. Okay. So I tried to contact the Zoom support. Unfortunately, they are not available at this point. But let's try doing it something. Tomorrow we can try to do if there is an increased capacity. Yep, cool. Let's start.
Yeah, we'll just share the recording later then. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Shinde. I'm currently a final year student in Sinhagad Institute of Technology, Lonavala. So, on behalf of the SIT ACM student chapter, I extend a warm welcome to all the participants for joining us for Kickstart Your Dev Journey Full Stack Edition. And we are truly honored to have with us Mr. Praveen Kumar. He is also widely known as PraveenScience. So, Praveen sir is a director of engineering at Fortune 50 company in London. He's also an open source enthusiast. He's an author, mentor, and a developer whose clarity and teaching styles have impacted learners across the world. So, his ability to simplify complex engineering concepts and turning them into practical real world learning is what makes today's session incredibly special. So, sir, we are grateful that you took the time to guide our students. And with that, I request you to begin the session and take us forward.
Absolutely. And Vaishnavi, and others, I would really, really require not to use the word sir because it is an insult. So please call me Praveen. Hey everyone, I'm Praveen. I'm originally from Chennai, India, currently living and working in London as a director of engineering for one of the Fortune 50 companies in the UK. It's a US based some kind of like of a fintech and a credit rating agency, but that's a different story. The way I introduce to people is, hey everyone, my wife is JavaScript, my girlfriend is React.js, and I'm a full stack JavaScript specialist and a director of engineering. That's me. So with that being said, let's quickly have a look at the agenda for today, and then please put a message whenever you have any questions. Let's keep this completely interactive. I've got like lots of gift cards and coupons to give away for those people who are very interactive, and we also have an amazing social media challenge at the end of the session. Sounds good? And I'm looking at the comments, so I want people to like put something, like just tell in one single word who you are, how much you know about React, open source, or something like that. How excited are you for the session? Go ahead. Okay, Aman, we have Aman. He is also a part of the team. So I'm looking for someone from the student side of things. I see a lot of reactions going on, but yes, some comments on the comments tab, please. Okay, cool. So that's me, and that's the team, Aman and Vaishnavi Shinde. So this is my quick overview of like what I have been doing. I have got like around 15 to 20 years of experience in the open source and JavaScript side of things. I'm super passionate about JavaScript. Whenever I think of some kind of a problem for the solution, I tried thinking in the JavaScript side of things. And coming to the workshop, we are going to have this 2-day workshop, and out of these 2 days, Vipul, I just told you not to use sir. Okay, so for those 2 days, what we will be doing, I'll be quickly giving you a brief, and we will be using Zoom for both the days. And then yes, unfortunately, due to a glitch, it looks like only 100 people can come in. So for the rest of the 100 or 100 plus people, we are gonna try to make the recording available as soon as possible. So it also depends on the logistics, the team, the speed, etc., etc. So kindly bear with us, and definitely everyone is also going to get some goodies and certificates and stuff like that from SAT. Thank you so much for that. And apart from these things, please use the comments for all the questions and other things. Tell me more about your area of expertise. What have you been doing on the comments right now, so that I will know what kind of audience I'm facing at this point. And my style is purely into workshop, no presentations or PPT or the boring stuff. Okay, excited? Cool. So that's my quick intro and today's agenda. So after this intro is over, we are going to quickly look into what JavaScript, the best ways to learn. And then JavaScript has got like multiple things, right? So we have the basic JavaScript, then the DOM, then the advanced network things. This is just the language. But apart from this language, you have a lot of things about JavaScript, like how JavaScript can be used in React.js. React is a JavaScript library. It is not a framework like Angular. So what is the difference between a framework and a library? Someone who answers that will get a gift card or will get something unique from me at the end of the session. So whoever wants to answer, what is the difference between a library, a JavaScript library, and a JavaScript framework? What is the difference? Write it in the comment. The best one and the first one will be receiving something special. Okay, ready for the challenge? Go ahead. And also please connect with me on LinkedIn, and there are like loads and loads of things that I can talk about. So there are like so many things to tell and share with you all as well. So here's my LinkedIn profile. Go ahead, hit the connect button, and then we will be learning a lot of things. So so that's the first set of things that we'll be learning. The core JavaScript concepts, how JavaScript is used in browser, how JavaScript can be used in an advanced way, and then with React, how we are going to use JavaScript. Why are we using React? Why not other things than React's basic concepts? What are all different things that we have in React, and what are all the basic things that we'll be using? The components, props, state, and then what are all the crazy things like, what do you call these? Use things like use state hooks, the hooks thing, and etc. I do understand that not everyone will know React. So how many of you know React and how many of you don't know React? Please answer that as well. So Rutuja, you're getting this particular thing. I'm giving you something really cool. So what Rutuja says is library gives tools, framework gives full str maybe setup or something. I don't really understand there, but still to an extent she is right. And Vipul says routing is just a part of it. So both framework as well as library has that. So structure, okay, got it. Rutuja, that is great. Yeah, Rutuja, you're getting something really amazing. So send me a connection request. Definitely we are talking something really good. And we have Vedant saying a library is a collection which consists of multiple programs, and the framework is structure or skeleton. Yes, all these things are good. Okay, I would love to give a lot. So there is also one more person who DM'd me. Library in JS are more focused on specific task. Framework, or on the other hand, provides a structure. Almost right, almost good. Projecta, thank you. So one thing that I would say is, okay, we have another answer from Atharv and Vipul as well. Okay, let me tell you this way. Library, for example, React.js, a library, has got not much control on your development environment. So if you want to use something that you are happy or comfortable with, React will let you use whatever you want. Whereas Angular or Vue are frameworks which has got a set of opinionated controls. Like for example, you have to use this particular library or this particular tool or this particular language in which Angular has to be written or something like that. So for example, React can be written using JavaScript, it can be written using TypeScript, it can be written just with frontend, it can be written with backend as well as server-side rendering, or it can be connected to a backend. So React, if you want to use the state management, you have multiple options like Redux, context, mobx, a lot of these options. The same way, if you want to use routing, you can use internal routes, you can use React router, you can use reach router, you can use even Next.js components and put it in React or something like that. It is extremely flexible. React lets you do whatever you want. Angular doesn't. Vue doesn't. So this is the difference between a framework versus a library. And another cool part is, I believe a lot of people, you have used WordPress or some kind of other applications which is completely a different applications. WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Wikipedia, MediaWiki, any kind of these things, or PHPBB, something like that. Or probably you might also have used something like Jira Tracker, something that way. If you are using Angular, it might be a bit difficult to integrate that inside these things. But if you're using React, it compiles into a simple HTML, CSS. At the end, it's not going to use any Node.js components. You can directly integrate it in your WordPress or in your blog or something, not using iframes, but just directly integrating inside the files itself. And the same way, when it comes to the server-side part, Angular, when it runs, or Next.js when it runs, all these frameworks need Node.js to run, but React doesn't. You just need a simple HTTP server, even if it is just a simple GitHub pages or Netflix. Oh my God, I forgot that. What is the thing? Anyway, so Surge or Netlify or anything that runs on single page applications, that will let you run React, but not the other thing, something like that. So, or Vercel. Yes, I actually had Vercel t-shirt. Suddenly my mind got blanked. So we also have Rishikesh, Mahesh, Vipul, everyone. A lot of people have been answering in the best way possible. I would like to give everyone something really nice. Aman Patel, thanks. You're the team member, so you already get the goodies. So try to split all these goodies for those people. Okay, cool. In this workshop, we are not concentrating on Redux because it is going to be related to React and the basic stuff. So we will be talking about component states and props, and then we'll just give a small break for questions, and then we will go with the building a simple React application, which is purely front-end based, but it actually works with the backend. You understand? So it is basically a backend and front-end application, but today we will be concentrating only for the front-end, and tomorrow we are going to make that backend application connected with the React application and then make this work in a complete way. So questions for now, any questions? Are you all clear with this? So how is this plan? Awesome. Super. I could see a couple of yes. Super. So now I want you all to tell out of 5 what is your idea about JavaScript and React, like how I am actually putting. So JavaScript, I would say personally I am 4 out of 5, and then for React I would say personally I am 4.5 out of 5, or maybe I could say 4.5 for both, or for React I'll just say 4, so that it is easier for me to, like, I don't want to boast anything and then not answer. So this is me for JavaScript and React. So for everyone, would you all like to copy this and put how much you would be saying for JS and React, so that I will try to make sure you all understand what I'm telling. And by the way, my English, the speed, all these things, is it okay? Am I going in the right pace? Is everyone able to understand? Is there anyone who is not able to understand? Should I go slow? Should I go speed? Okay, I could see a lot of people who are beginners as well. Oh wow, there is an Angular person. Okay, Aman. So there are like 3 and 1.5. Wow. I also want to know how to connect front end to back end. Yes, we will be looking at it today as well. Okay, 3 and 3, 2.5, 3, 3. Okay, great. I do understand there are like people from basics to advanced or basics to intermediate. So definitely this is going to help you all. Okay, cool. So let me quickly give my introduction in my own way. So this is my website, and basically it says like, hey, I'm Praveen Kumar, I'm a cook, I'm a cat lover, I'm a mentor, etc., etc. And then these are the places where you can go and find me online. And then I do have my own YouTube channel as well. In case if you are interested, yes, let's go ahead and please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, where I put a lot of different things. Like for example, I have been talking about like a lot of cool ideas that I get at any point of time. I make small short videos that actually fix things. At the same time, there are like 10 minutes of what you can achieve things. And then obviously there are like so many things that we do related to certificates and open source programs, how to do a few things. Suddenly I get some ideas. I usually post all those things. And there are like so many live streams I would be doing, which comes under here. And we will also do a lot of live streams. A subscribe will be a great, amazing thing for me. And then this is my website where I write about a lot of things about myself. And then here, it just says very simple way, like who I am, what I have been doing, etc. Here's my phone number and here's my email, how you can contact with me. View profile obviously goes to my LinkedIn profile. And then yeah, I'm available for hiring and other things. Thank you, Akash, for the comment. And then we have oh, cool, awesome, 2 and 2.5. Okay, a lot of people are sending me the messages as well. So this is my experience and this is my education. What I did here is I just copied everything from my university website, and then these numbers are like really outdated. For all those people who are beginners, I would say please create a portfolio. Even if it is so small, something like this, it's totally fine. Create a portfolio and then publish it online, so that a lot of people will get to know how you started and where you are right now. So this way a lot of people will know you, how amazing you are, and it also serves as a nice portfolio for you. And also another thing is, yeah, I understand the content is not available because I'm in the UK, and unfortunately IMGUR, which is my content development server, okay, content distribution network. So CDN is not working here, unfortunately, due to the law here. So we'll forget it out. Is it so bad that it is not displaying anything? Anyway, so I also write a lot of blogs, and those blogs, what they do is like they serve 3 different purposes. Number 1, I get to share what I feel and what I have been working on something. So that will be a great idea to tell people who I am. And secondly, let's say I have a problem and this is the solution that I want. And then what I do is I start going and torturing my friends who are nearby, and then try Googling for answers. Then I stumble across Stack Overflow answers, and then try asking Stack Overflow questions, get beaten up. And then finally I'll be getting the questions and answers sorted, right? So I will just document all these progress so that yeah, please people stop calling me sir. That is awkward. Okay, so documenting all these things will help me. Like, I don't remember what I ate in the morning today. So that level, we keep our brains in such a low maintenance mode. So it will help you in the longer run. Like for example, 2 weeks later, 2 months later, 2 years later, what did you do to solve this problem? You can easily have a reference there. Not just that, let's say I am a director of engineering and then there is Akash here who has this problem and solved this problem and has documented it in such a nice way in a blog. So I come across this particular post of Akash and then I look at all these things. Wow, Akash, you have actually helped me save almost 3 days worth of time. So Akash, do you want a job at my place, or can I give you 3 days worth of my salary to you? I can offer something that way. So there are so many job offers you can also get. So that's one more thing. And finally, it's a good karma. So you give back to the community, you will get back in multiple ways. So this is what I would say. It's always better, and people will know who you are based on whatever you have been writing here. So this is what people talk behind my back, and here's how you can talk behind my back. So that's basically about my website and how I built it. And for those people who are here, I want every one of you, Sohail and Akash, Vaishnavi, Prajakta, everyone, please go ahead, create a amazing website like this. So one cool thing that I did is, so there is this how should I say, imaginary person called Priyanka Omesh, and then I created a website for her. So do you know what exactly I did here? Unfortunately, for some reason, it is not even working here. Just a second. Oh, interesting. Give me one moment. Oh, not found. I do understand that this is a problem. Okay, basically what it shows is, I'll show you what it shows. Just give me a few seconds, please. I didn't expect this will be happening like this. And we will be looking into creating a portfolio, and we will also be looking into setting up your React.js in our VS Code and other things. Okay. In the meantime, let me try updating something here. So it's called Google Portfolio, and if I try to download it, actually it should be somewhere here. So this is one way of debugging things. I'm just trying to find out what exactly went wrong, because see, everything is going dark. I'll show you what exactly was happening there, but in the meantime, please let me figure this out. Sorry about that, really sorry about this. But this is how workshops work, right? Like when you're trying to do something amazing and then suddenly this might not work or something like that. Basically, I think. Okay. Supposed to be this particular picture that should be working, but unfortunately that wasn't working now. So what I'm gonna, so this is another way of like deploying your website to the world, and I'm just gonna quickly update this one so you would get to know what exactly is happening. Updated the image. So it was a broken image, so I had to update. So once I use this GitHub to update this one, you could see that some checks have been completed. So something called as Cloudflare pages. So those people who are asking me how to publish a portfolio website, this is one of the ways. I'm just showing you 1% of that way. And I have a question for everyone as well in this thing. Yes, please, for everyone who all have who all want to work on something really cool, make sure you have Visual Studio Code installed, which is code.visualstudio.com. This is the site that you should be going. I hate the new website. Okay. So you just go ahead and download it for your original, like whatever. In case if you don't want to use an editor in your local, in your machine, you don't want to install, just go to vscode.dev where you can run this VS Code on your browser itself. Okay, cool. So now coming back to what we are doing here. So if I refresh this page here, I could see that there is a green check mark, deployed successfully. Now, if I go back to this one and empty cache and hard reload, now you would be able to see, okay, so want a portfolio like this, you can actually check out and find how I built it. And fun fact, can you tell me how long does it take for you to recreate, just recreate the entire website like this in your own way with your own information? For example, for Sohail Khan or Prajakta or Vaishnavi or Akash, how long does it take? Okay, Shirshap, don't worry, I'll try to explain how to set up VS Code as well. Okay, in the meantime, can someone answer how long does it take to this one to set up something like this? But if you try opening this link to this particular page, which I presented in Google, absolutely you would be getting to know how long it takes. Prithviraj says 2 hours with Bootstrap. Okay, the same look and feel, the same proper code, but just with your CV, your resume, it takes 30 seconds with AI and then your resume and JSON and HBS. That's exactly what was my talk about in Google. Yeah, it just takes 30 seconds for you to deploy this whole thing, or at least create create a website like this in the whole thing. 2 days with backend. This particular website does not have any backend as well. So for example, if I want to like get rid of this whole thing, now this one has got an about page. This one has got download CV and stuff like that. It is pure front end. It's pure HTML and CSS. And then all these things are dummy information created by Google. So if you see this LinkedIn ad campaign, quarterly growth report, Instagram reel series, community engagement initiative, brand identity visuals, audience analysis dashboard. So campaigns, content analysis, all, you get everything here. And then that's portfolio and blog. Again, tips for creating viral reels, building authentication, communication on Reddit, social media storytelling. All these things are related to what this person has been doing. So again, I'm saying, yes, this whole website might have been created with like a week's time, but the content is kind of like JSON. Okay, how many of you want to know how this whole thing works behind the scenes? So do we have Aman and Vaishnavi here to listen to the comments? Should we do a part 3 of this series or a separate one, so we can tell people how amazingly we can do it without any coding or without anything, right? Okay, how many of you want that part 3? Just put a message here. Okay, cool. So that is one side of things where we will be using AI and JSON, because the main idea is with AI, you don't want to say, hey, AI, create me an amazing portfolio website. I don't want to tell anything. Just make me an amazing portfolio website. It has to be amazing. AI will not work that way, right? But a front-end developer, a web developer like you or me will be able to design something really nice. But what is AI good at? It is good at large language models. It is good at doing something related to the language side of things. For example, it is very good at changing the contents of this JSON. Am I right? So if you ask the AI to make this JSON in such a way that it looks amazing for you, then the AI will work perfectly fine, right? Agreed? It will give you a better response than create me a complete portfolio, correct? So that's exactly what this whole talk is about, this particular talk, not the one we are currently in. So, okay, so that's one thing. This is something that I have been doing. So pretty much these are the things. So this is me, and this is a quick intro about me and what I have been doing. So that's one of the stuff. Cool. So my next question for every one of you is, where is the best place to learn? Hey, before that, I also saw a lot of questions from you all, like what I should be addressing. So one thing that a lot of people have been asking me is, so I'm currently in London, right? In United Kingdom, London, the city, capital city of UK. How did I come here? What is my journey here? Etc. etc. We will talk about that as well. Probably part 4. Sorry, I'm putting a lot of parts here. So, but let me stop it soon. Okay, so something about how I got a job in the UK, how I started my UK life, how was the UK life here, etc. And for career guidance, definitely I am approachable. Please send me a LinkedIn request. So this is my LinkedIn address. So go ahead, send me a LinkedIn request. I'm happy to guide every one of you. So Sohel, Prajakta, Harshada, go ahead. I'm looking for your LinkedIn request so that I'll make sure I'll accept everyone once I am done with this call, and then we are going to talk in detail about your career related stuff. Okay, so that's the basic stuff what we were talking about. The next thing that we will be looking into is 1 minute review on your UK life. I would say heaven because of 4 reasons. Number 1, people are respecting here each other. Second thing, the climate is really good. Third thing, 1 GBP, 1 pound is worth, I do have my Indian rupees as well. I just came back from India. This is 1 pound here. The value, it's more than this. It's 117 rupees. So in case if you're earning in the UK, let's say the salaries are extremely high. So if you earn 1 day here, you will actually live happily for almost a month in India, something like that. Apart from these things, it is very peaceful, quiet, and a lot of things in technology is happening here. I mean, if you want to have a quick look at like how UK life is, are we kind of like hijacking this call, or like is it okay to see like how things are going on? This is what is happening in UK. Are you guys okay with this, or should I go back to our planned agenda? So this is what is happening in the UK. So currently, okay, this is not gonna like, I think this would be the best 1 minute review. So what all things happening? Main thing is the food. We get to see a lot of food, and a lot of, this is the MLH, the real MLH thing, etc. I run a women in tech community, so those people who are interested in joining my women in tech community, there are like loads of things. A lot of games are happening in the UK. I meet a lot of people. More than everything, it is all about the goodies and the free food. All these things are free here, which is actually great. And then I meet a lot of people, and here you go, so much goodies in one single event. And apart from these things, yes, a lot of people meeting people, doing a lot of things. Like for example, here we have like this person is a CEO of a multi-million pound company, and we get to meet a lot of people. We get to talk to them, etc. And then there are like some crazy things. Okay, I need to stop it here, or else people will start throwing stones on me, right? So that's at Amazon office. I'll just show you one part of Amazon office here. Where is that thing? So that's at amazon.com office, UK office. And then the one thing that I wanted to show and going on with our VS Code installation stuff will be, now where is it? The tables look really cool here. That's a table. That is a table. The table is actually a game. The arcade games. Cool, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop here. And let's go ahead with, okay, there is one big question called, did you appear for IELTS exam? If you have a degree from India, you don't need an IELTS exam. Okay, you don't need an IELTS exam if you have a degree in India. So you don't need any English exams, you don't need any entrance examinations for studying in the UK or working in the UK. So cool, let's go ahead and start with the next topic here. So what we are going to do is, let's start with where exactly you will be learning JavaScript from. What's your thoughts? I'll wait for that. where all will you learn JavaScript from? My personal thing will be, how many of you have heard of this particular thing called as roadmap.sh? Roadmap.sh is an amazing website where you would be able to learn everything in a completely hierarchical way. For example, if there is JavaScript, just go for the JavaScript part, and then this is the complete big to-do list of things. Okay, this is number one. Second thing, you have something called as javascript.info. So JavaScript, never use W3 schools. Thanks Vaishnavi for pointing it out. Do not use W3 schools because the content is a bit outdated, even though they come first in the search engine results. Please do not use W3 schools. Go with javascript.info or MDN or web platform docs. Okay, so javascript.info, this is another amazing tool or amazing website where you can learn JavaScript from. Why? This website has got 3 parts how you will be learning JavaScript, and the first part concentrates on JavaScript as a language. What is there? What are all the different structures are there? Whatever I'm telling you right now is free, completely free. Okay, all these things are free and open source. And then we have like loads and loads of things on how each and every small things in JavaScript are made. And then the second part talks about JavaScript and its relation with a browser like Chrome or Firefox or Opera, something like this. So, or Internet Explorer. How many of you still use Internet Explorer? Is there anyone using Internet Explorer? I don't think. So, what is this browser? Is this Windows Internet Explorer or Bing, or what exactly is that? I think it's Bing now, right? All these Microsoft's Internet Explorer kind of versions, they use Chrome inside. They basically use Blink rendering engine, which is Chrome basically. Okay, so Chrome follows all these asset tests and other things. There's something called as asset tests. Let's see if these things are also working. I don't think these asset tests even work now because they are not designed for the modern stuff. So let's see. I don't even understand if this works or not. Let's see this one. Again, I don't understand if this is correct. So we have to see if these two things are same. Yes, these two things are same. So this browser is asset 2 compliant. Now, when we see the asset 3, it at least says what exactly is good. You should not see this at all, but it is showing it up. So basically it should be like this, but unfortunately these two colors are missing. And then there is this, you should not see this at all is coming. And why? What is the problem here? So, oh, there was a question mark here. I don't understand why is the question mark coming. So basically this is where, oh, okay, it failed 3 tests. Wrong exception for create element namespace, and then failed wrong exception again, and then failed expected 0 but got 1 in the root element with no parent node. This 69 passed, but it took 20 attempts. Wow. So what about Safari? I think Safari sucks at this as well. So these are the different things that you can use to make sure that how these things work, how browsers work, etc. So again, these things are extremely old. Okay, it gives the same result because Safari, and I think it could be because of the Mac machine as well. So Mac has got a couple of things. So how JavaScript talks to the browser, how it interacts with the document, events, the interfaces, whatever user interacts with the browser, etc. All those things will be covered in part 2. And then finally, part 3 will talk about what additional things that JavaScript can do. So this is what javascript.info does. And it has these network APIs, the pop-ups, cross-window communications, the attacks that you can do, as well as how to mitigate those attacks, that is how to solve those attacks, those kind of things. Then there are like so many storage kind of things. There is like local storage, session storage, databases, animations, web components, regular expressions, all these things that are not covered in part 1 and part 2. This is one of the best resources for you for JavaScript. The reason why I'm saying this is best is, let's take one particular example. For example, the objects or arrays. So if you take the data types, the arrays is there. Okay, so if you take this arrays, at the end of the page you would have, what is this code is gonna show. Let's try these things. The array in the process, how you would be adding these things. There will be a lot of assignments for you in the same page, which you will be able to learn and then try to do it this way. So in case if you know basic JS but you are stuck at this thing, start with initial javascript.info, go with the full force till the end, so that you know everything. You will be tested on different things as well. So these are a couple of things that you can work with, so that this will help you in understanding JavaScript in a much better way, and then you don't need to work on learning things or something like that. Okay, I hope this was a bit helpful. So this is one of the best way where you can work with things. By the way, I don't have the option to enable AI companion because I don't have money. I am Garib. Okay, all right, cool. So that's one thing. And then there is another amazing site called Free Code Camp. How many of you know about Free Code Camp? This is their website. They do a lot of boot camps. At the same time, they also have a lot amazing YouTube channel where they put everything about JavaScript or something like that, like literally about everything. So if you take JavaScript, you want to learn JavaScript in 3 hours, you have it. You want to learn JavaScript in 8 hours, you have it. You want to learn the complete hireable full stack web developer, have you got 47 hours? That is like 2 days straight. Yes, we still have that as well. And then you have DSA, then you have HTTP networking in JavaScript. JavaScript variables alone has got a separate video and tutorials, front-end developer roadmap, and then you have like JavaScript full course for 8 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours, interview preparation for 1.5 hours, JavaScript in an interactive curriculum for 1 hour. You have everything here on YouTube as well. So these are a couple of things that you can learn about JavaScript through videos, in case if you prefer videos. Apart from these things, there is also this amazing web thing called as Web Dev Simplified. So this person has got like really the best way to learn JavaScript in such an easy way. So look at this, build a REST API with Node, Express and other things, and then introduction to web development. Every single damn thing in here is free. Okay, so Web Dev Simplified is also an amazing resource. And then apart from these things, I think I have covered a lot of resources here, but the best thing that I would say is you practicing all these things in your own way. That is what works always. Okay, so these are a couple of things that can help you with JavaScript, but obviously at the end you have to work for yourself. Okay, now let's start with VS Code. So if you go to code.visualstudio.com, or if you go to vscode.dev, vscode.dev will immediately get you VS Code on your browser. If not, download it for your operating system and then you will be opening it like this. So this is your VS Code main screen, and then you got a lot of things here. Like I have been using a lot of themes, templates, and then extensions and plugins as well. So if you see my plugins that I have got, so these are interesting, nice. Extensions installed or nothing. By the way, this is my new machine. I just switched on this machine from the box, so nothing has been installed other than this. Okay, now to show you what exactly I have got, let me try to do web.archive.org, and then Unfortunately, my blog site is not working at this point, so I have to make use of an old one. So let me open this one. Hopefully that works, and yes, it works. Okay, superb. So now we have this page. So basically these are the different plugins that I use for VS Code, and this is what I use in the normal way as well. So we've got like loads of things. I use Google Chrome, I use these couple of things, but wait, let me see if I can open a better version which has got all the pictures running. In the meantime, any questions so far? Is the pictures working? I don't think the pictures are working yet. Any questions, anything? Okay, so resources to learn JS is MD and JavaScript.NET for web developments simplified. Yes, all these things are great. Cool. So this is my personal development environment. For some reason, the pictures are not loading here in this one as well. I will try to make this as a separate one, so but I'll soon get this thing up and running. So here you can see what all things that I use, and then the main thing here is the VS Code extensions, so Prettier, Cobalt 2, etc, etc. These are the extensions that I would like to use. So if I use vscode.dev and see if I can use the Prettier extension here. So if I try Prettier, yep, that works. And then we have ESLint. I think ESLint might not work. It won't work. And then we have ES7 React Redux snippets. So why these things? Okay, let me show you what exactly happens. Now I wanted to show another thing as well. How do I go to the settings here? Preferences. So, oh, sorry. File, preferences, settings. So let's have format on save and format on paste. Okay. Now let's say I'm gonna put it as JavaScript, and then I have const a equal to b dot map. Oh, sorry. C comma D const E equal to C of D return E. Okay, so in this set of code, how many times have I used the semicolon? Tell me. How many semicolons have I used in this one? And how bad is this code? One semicolon, and it looks extremely bad and not readable. The moment I paste it here, I don't know why it is doing this for me. Let's see. Boom. So this is what it does. So basically it removed the parenthesis here. It also added semicolons here 3 times. And then it did a lot of things that are not really required. So these things are really helpful for all your stuff and something like that. So that's exactly why. And another thing, why am I using these things? For example, let's say you want a React class component. Boom, here's a React class component. You want a React arrow function with component and an export. Here you go. Here's a React arrow function with a component and export. So these are the things that actually help us in helping with coding. So the first thing is installing your VS Code. That can be done from code.visualstudio.com. First step, go download something as per your requirement. I'm using for Mac OS. If you are using other ones, you would be able to use others, like for example other platforms. So you have for Windows, you have for Linux Debian, Linux RPM. For Mac, if you have Intel chip, Apple Silicon chip, or any other chip, or you want to build it from the command line interface, everything that you can do from here, you can do it here. Okay, questions related to these things so far? Is it okay? Any questions so far? The extensions that you want to have is here. So go to this particular thing, Pranav, this website where I have mentioned all the extensions. For example, you have Prettier, you have Cobalt 2, you have GitLens, Git History, ESLint, ES7, Redux, this thing, to do 3 VS Code icons. All these things are listed in this website. If you want to go for it, please go for it. Okay, any other questions? Shall we go and do some coding at this point? Okay, before that, again, you need something called as Node.js. Node.js is mainly used for running JavaScript applications in your browser. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All good? Yeah. So Node.js is mainly used for running JavaScript applications out of your browser. So when you want to execute any JavaScript applications, you need a JavaScript runtime, which is your browser mostly. So how does that work basically? So you go open a blank page in your browser, and then who wants to be a volunteer here? Just one person or two people. Just say me or something like that. Anyone? Any volunteers? Let's say I have any volunteers? Anyone who wants to be a volunteer at this point? No one wants to be a volunteer. Okay, Sohail says me. Aryan says me. Okay, so not sure Dhanan, Jay, if you were listening to me. Okay, so if I put this particular JavaScript code, I would be using the console to run the JavaScript code. The moment I press enter, it says, what is your name? It is actually an interactive script. And then I'm going to type in Aryan Kadam. And then I press OK. It says, hello, Aryan Kadam. It is actually a script that is written in a language called JavaScript, and it is getting executed by the browser, which has got a JavaScript engine. So there are two engines, or there are multiple engines in JavaScript browser engines. So if you see this, there will be a lot of engines here. So for example, you have something like an engine that shows your UI, an engine that runs your JavaScript. So there will be a view engine and there will be a JavaScript engine. So most of the times the JavaScript engine here, the latest ones are V8 engines. So here we see the most of the browsers, the previous browsers that we had, Chrome uses Blink as its view engine and V8 as the JavaScript engine. This V8 engine is the same engine that is running in Node.js JavaScript engine as well. What it uses. So Node.js uses something called as V8 JavaScript runtime engine. It is a non-blocking event-driven engine, and it is created by Google as well. Okay, so that's what is done. So for example, if you take the previous versions of IE, it uses Trident. It is IE7, by the way. So what I will make here is, let me put as, oh, sorry. This is IE7, not IE anything else, or IE7, 8, or probably 9 as well, or maybe 10 on 11, something like that. So any IE that is now, it's like the Edge. It is called Edge. So we had Edge HTML, and so now we have Bing browser. So Bing uses the same thing as what Chrome uses. So it uses Blink and then V8 engine. That is what Bing browser uses. And then Blink is also used in Opera. So Opera and Chrome are almost similar. Safari is still stuck with WebKit. Firefox is totally a different league using Gecko and SpiderMonkey for JavaScript. This is for the JavaScript running, and then this is for the UI. This is the main thing about HTML and CSS. So this is HTML and CSS, and this is JavaScript. That's how everything works here. Okay, so this is the basic thing, how JavaScript can run outside your browser. So for that we need something called as Node.js. So for Node.js, what you do is you go to nodejs.org and then download the LTS version of Node.js. So clicking on get Node.js, it says a lot of things. So you want to get the LTS version for either Mac, Windows or Linux, whichever is your thing, using, why can't I just use something like okay, yeah, I want it for Windows or Mac OS, and then just get the installation package. Any questions so far? Is everything clear? So this is a basic installation of Node.js. It just goes press next, finish, something like that. And once you do all these things, let's close this VS Code. Let's close this one as well. Let's close this one as well. Let's close this one as well. Yes. So we have this VS Code here. Okay. So we have this VS Code, and let me also get a new incognito window here so that I can use this for some other purpose. Okay. So we have a VS Code here. So this is how your VS Code works. And then when it comes to creating an application, what we can do is we can create a new folder. Okay, so let's create a new folder in my downloads location. I'm just gonna call it as SIT React app. Okay, for now I'm just calling it SIT React app. Now I trust the authors. We don't want AI at this point. Please don't use AI for using your code, even though it is very much helpful. It is always better to start with the basic stuff and then going ahead with other things. Now, if I go to terminal and click on run terminal, I would be getting this particular place, and also I would be having the source control and other things. If I do git init, I will get a basic initial GitHub repository. So here I'm gonna go for github.com, and then I'm just gonna click on new repository here. So I'm gonna create a new repository here. What we will call this is SIT React November 29. Okay, something like this we will call. Any questions so far? I think after 1 hour we are starting the coding. Sorry about that. All good. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Okay, now what we will do here is, let's start with writing some description. So part of Praveen's 2-day workshop for SIT, something like this. And then the visibility is public, so that everyone, whoever is ready to, whoever has not logged in can also look it. We don't want any template, we don't want any readme, we don't want any git ignore, we don't want to write any license at this point, we don't want to connect any apps at this point as well. I'm just going to create a repository like this, and this is the React repository that we have just created. Okay, make sure you use this so that we will be using this particular repository for all our work going forward today and tomorrow. Now we need to clone this repository, right? So what we will be doing is we'll be adding this remote origin here. So for me personally, what I would do is I'll put my username in front of it, and then I'm just gonna add the origin. Now after I do this, I need to push something here. So what I would do first is, let's start with something at all. So for example, I'm gonna make a readme file anyway. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is, basically I can also use something like a typora. This is going to help me with writing a readme in the best way possible. So we can say kickstart your React applications for full stack web development. Now I'm gonna use this is a repository for working together as a part of my live 2-day workshop. So we are just making it bold and other things, and then I'm just gonna get the contents here, paste it over here, and then I'm gonna save this. So once I save it, either I can use the graphical controls or I can use my command line. Which one should I use? Command line or graphical controls? Command line. So I'm gonna do git add dot, and then these changes have been gone to the stage change. So if you do the git status, you would see that this new file has been staged. Now I'm gonna do git commit -m, or just do git commit, and then I'm gonna put created a simple readme file, and then I'm gonna save it. Now you can see that there is a single thing that's been created. So I'm just gonna do git push, but I need to do git push -u origin master, or I could do gp sub. This is what I did here at this point. Okay. Now once I have done this, if I refresh this page, I could see whatever I have written just now, it is available here. Okay. For now we have done this part. Now let's go ahead and start with something related to React. To do React, as I mentioned, what do we need? A Node.js runner. So once you install Node, you should be able to see that the Node.js is running here. So I'm just going to put my glasses so that I can see well. Okay, so we have Node.js here. And then the second thing is we need to also have npm and then npx. So what is Node? What is npm? What is npx? Okay, let's see one by one. So Node is the application that runs JavaScript. npm is again an application called Node Package Manager. So this is like your setup file or something that helps you install, uninstall, do something with all your packages. And finally, we have something called as npx, which is Node Package Executor. So what does npm and npx have in common? So let's say you have npm, you install a package, and then you run the package by running package name and params. Then you don't want this package, so you uninstall this package. This is something that one time that you want to run and remove it, right? So for those things, instead of doing 3 different runs, you can just do npx. That's it. So this and this are same. Questions? Is this clear? Awesome. So now what we want is, so we don't want to write React from basics. We are all lazy people or we are all smart people. We need to start with something basic with React, right? So let me put this guy in this side. Okay. And then we need a React application here. So there is something called as create React app and other things, but now we are going to use something called as Vite. So Vite is a package manager. So initially you do create React app, but unfortunately create React app do not use here. Do not use create React app. Okay. This is dead. It's completely gone. Mar gaya. Okay. So don't use this. Okay. Some people have questions on npx. So npx is same as these 3 commands. That's all. There is no difference. So hell, do you have any other questions? Like, what is your question? How should I explain this? Instead of writing these 3 commands, you can just do one single command. That is npx. There's no difference. This is this. These 3 commands is equal to this. So hell, I'm still are you clear now? Is it clear now? Are you able to understand? So you understand, right? I did not understand what you were saying here. Okay, cool, super, awesome. Okay, cool. So this particular line, so instead of writing 3 lines, you are just writing 1 line. This 1 line is the same as writing these 3 lines. That is what npm versus npx. So he was asking me a private question, so I just answered it. Now do not use this. So what we should use is something like wheat or parcel. So wheat, let's do one thing. So let's ask AI here. Okay, so I'm gonna say, help me with creating my first React.js application with wheat. I have Node and VS Code installed, and I have opened an empty directory in VS Code. The reason I'm using this is I believe a lot of people will also be writing all these things as well. So that's the reason I said, yeah, I understand. Okay, got it. Yeah, so what we should do is we should start with this particular thing called as npm. Okay, we will try to remove this readme file right now. Okay, and then we'll say deleted readme, creating wheat React app. Okay, so if I push this one, if I go back to this one, refresh, we won't have anything. Okay, now I'm going to put npm react at wheat latest. What does this do? It will ask you for a project name, it will ask you to select a framework, and then finally it will say which kind of a variant. So we are not going to use TypeScript here, so we'll be using just normal React. Wait, before this we also need to do dot here so that it runs here inside. So I'm just gonna use this one. So this will ask you what is the application that I want to use. I want to use vanilla. Vanilla is nothing, like it doesn't have anything. It's a pure application. Or you want to use Vue.js. No, I don't want to use Vue.js. You want to use Preact? No. Lit? No. Svelte? No. Solid? No. Quick? No. Angular? Definitely not. Marco? No. Others? No. I want to use React. So use your arrow keys to select React, press enter. Then what is the variant that you want to use? Let's use JavaScript here, or JavaScript plus React compiler. I have got no idea what React compiler is. I mean, for those people who are new, React has created its own compiler as well. So let's not use it for now. Let's go with JavaScript. And then do you want to use roll down React? No, I don't want to use this one. This is something totally advanced. Install with npm and start now. Oh, do you want to install as well as start? Please do it. And then it is going to create all these things. It is running the dependencies, and then boom. Okay, so there is a problem with my permissions. So I'm just going to do this. Let me fix that. Now I have a lot of things. You could see that I don't have a node modules folder, which means at this point of time I have got all these things. I have a package.json. So what I could say is, now I'm going to use the UI version. Created a basic React app with, and also if I try to use the git ignore, I could see node modules should be here. Wait, no, see, node modules is actually here. All right, with wheat. So I'm just going to click on commit S. So this has been committed, outgoing changes. So I'm just going to put git push. Now if we refresh this page, probably we could see something coming here. So we have got all these things. So we are using the minimal setup to run React with HMR and other things. HMR is hot module replacement. I'll show you what exactly it does in a few seconds. Now what we will be doing here is I'm gonna install all the dependencies that are required. So I do npm I. So far is everything clear? Now we have just installed all the dependencies, installed the dependencies. So it just creates a package log JSON, and then we put we just do git push. Okay, so now we need to run this application. So we do something called as npm run dev. So if I press this, all I need to do is go to localhost 5173. Boom, we have a React application. And then clicking on everything and refreshing this one, it just does this. We need one more volunteer at this point. Who wants to be the volunteer? So this one is src/app.jsx. So we have app.jsx here. I'm gonna change something here, like instead of, see, I have selected this one, edit src/ to test HMR, right? To make Rutuja happy. Okay, wow. What I'm doing, look at me, both my hands are here. All I'm doing is file, save. Do you see here? This works perfectly without refresh. And then whatever I selected, it has not even changed. The selection has not even changed. See, this one is actually selected. Like for example, if I just select the save and then another volunteer, please. Who's the next volunteer? Pratik. Let's make Pratik happy. Save. Boom. There you go. So this, actually I know why it actually removed it. So if I put app here, because it is replacing the whole this one, it is not replacing this one. So this is part that will not be replaced. So let's make Rutuja again happy. So boom. My selection has not even changed, but the content has changed. This is hot module replacement. This is extremely the basic version of React. Got it? Any questions? Now, does everyone know how to run a React application? So hell, I just saw your message. Please use the main chat so that everyone will be able to follow. Okay. All right, cool. Right. So now what we will do is we'll get rid of all these changes. Now the thing is, we want to make this application look good. So if I go to the Finder, this is how my React application looks like. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to open this Finder in a much better way. So we have src, we have node modules, which is not related to what we built. We have package log, we have package, we have some Vite configuration, we have a public site, we have an index.html. Don't touch this, or if you want to touch this, you can touch this because of the main page and other things. We have an ESLint config, and then we have a readme.md, which has everything what is written here. Okay. Now inside the src, what we want is we need components, we need styles, we need services, we need tests. Okay. And finally, we need assets, which is here already. Now my question is, where will this app.css go? People, answer. Where should this app.css go? Very easy question. Okay, basically it should go to styles, but we are gonna delete it. Okay, the moment I delete it, you know what happens here? Okay, we don't know what happens here. The moment okay, so if the next thing is app.jsx, it should go to components. Okay, so I'm putting it into components. The moment it goes to the components, technically this should fail. For some reason it is not failing. If I refresh this page, yeah, it will fail here, but it should actually do the hot module replacement. For some reason it is not doing it. Anyway, main.jsx, where should it go? It should not go anywhere. It should stay here. Index.css, it can go out. So we have one main.jsx where we have an index.js and we have app imported from this one. So what I would do is I would put components and app and I save it here. Now we get a lot of errors. Thank you. So if I go to the component and go to app.js, remove everything and then do RAFCE. Oh, I can't do it here, right? Let's go back to our vscode.dev here. And I'm going to do open a new file, JSX RAFCE, and then I'm going to put app, take everything here, paste it. Paste it here, save it. So if I save it, I get nothing. At least I don't have any errors. So now what we will do is, this can be a main, okay? And then I could put something like a heading one which says SIT workshop. Boom, that works. And then a paragraph that says hello everyone. And then we have something very simple and simple. Okay, so this is a simple application. It doesn't have any styles or tests, but it is very simple. So when it comes to the styles, we need one more thing as well. We'll be using something called as SCSS. Okay, what is this SCSS thing? I am not sure. First, let me try importing SCSS. Import. %, it will fail. The reason is we need something like npm SAS embedded. So we'll install this extra thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just package and package lock, then say installed SAS support. But why SAS? What is the SAS? Let's see. It works fine. If I go to sasmeister.com, I think this site works. If that does not work, let's Google for it. Okay. This is SCSS, right? So let's say I have a HTML which has got a header, which has got a h1. There is a tag, then there is a nav tag, UL tag, li tag, a tag again. Now you see what exactly this does? Do you understand what SAS does? Questions? Or like, do you understand what this does? So basically, if you have a lot of code, a lot of complex code, it does it in a simpler way. It is a preprocessor. All right. Now let's do one more thing. Let's try to add bootstrap support for this. Okay, but before that, let's try to save these things. And then let's try to have something very simple. And index.scss, let's give body, font family. Is this really open sans? I doubt it. So yes, it is open sans. So we can also check if this is open sans or not by looking at this one, body, font family, open sans. Cool. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to show you is how to run a React application locally here. Okay, and then created a basic app with SCSS. Okay, that has been done. Okay, what we will do next is let's start with integrating Bootstrap. Okay, integrated bootstrap CSS. Okay, so for this, what I'm gonna do is, I know this is bad, but I would be using something like, there's actually Praveen React app. I could have actually used it. This one is actually uses a create React app. It's a modified create React app where it has got a lot of things, like for example dark header, a couple of things are here. Okay, so what we will do is, see, all these things are already saved and something like that, right? This is what this thing has got. And then if I put Praveen user not found, user, I'm a normal user, so I have home profile, logout, okay, and I'm going to use admin. So this is a admin user, so this you will be able to see it, docs, so everything works here. Okay, this is the basic idea about like why I use this one. This uses a create React app and it is a bit old. That's the reason why people won't like to use this one, but you have a lot of cool features here. So let's go to this src folder and then go to this src components and bootstrap. The bootstrap has got a lot of features like card, container, row, etc, etc. Let's try to copy all these things here. So what I would say is there a way to download this thing? Nope. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly copy all these things. So I'm gonna create another folder called bootstrap header.jsx, and then let's add this one. Okay, and then similarly another file card.jsx. Let's go to the card. And then container. Let's go back to the container. I mean, these are not very much needed or something like that, but I mean, if we have it, it would be helpful. Let's use a container row. And then finally, we have form group. This is actually a huge file. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we have 5? Yes, we do have 5. But this alone does not work. The reason is, okay, before that it uses 4.3 bootstrap. So if I go to bootstrap 4, we have 4.6. That's the latest, I believe. And then all we need to do is copy this one and we'll go to the index.html here and then add this here. We don't need this integrity at this point, so we can get rid of it safely. And we don't even need this cross origin anonymous as well. Okay, let's save this. Now, if I refresh this page, it will not work because we changed something here. If I say like, oh, it actually works. Anyway, so this works. Now, is this really working? Yeah, it works. Okay, super. So now we have got bootstrap integrated here. So we have integrated bootstrap CSS and a few components. So these are like step-by-step things. So if you want to see what all steps that we followed, you can actually look at this page and see what are all the comments. Oh, sorry. Let's push this. And we could see that these are the things that has been happening, and you can go behind that, like what happened here. What did we do for creating the JSX? Something like this. So we added this file, we changed it here, we changed this here, something like that. Okay, so that's what we did here. Okay, so coming back to the Praveen React app and other applications. So I'm just gonna add this one and this one for you. So this might help you in multiple ways. So copy link address. Hopefully that works. All right. Any questions so far? Is it all good? Okay. Me, Garib, I don't have the ability to enable the AI companion. So sorry about that. All good. Nice. So the first thing that we are going to do is update our main page to look better first. Okay. So let's go back to our components app.jsx. So here I want to have a container. So we need this container.jsx. Okay. We need to browse it from here. Unfortunately for my current thing, yep. So we have a container here, and then we'll start with a container row. This should also come from this. So let's try row. Okay. And then inside the container row, let's see what exactly is happening here. We have got class container. We have a container and a row. So we don't need these many. So we'll get rid of this one. We'll just have just the container row alone. And then let's start with call 12. And then we could do, or we could actually do a header at this point. So we could do a header. Let's try header here. SIT workshop. Boom, there you go. How many of you want a light mode and how many of you want a dark mode? Who wants light mode? Who wants dark mode? This is dark mode. And we want something with, what did I mess up? A lot of people are saying dark mode. So hey, I'll send it in a normal mode, man. Justify content center. Content center. There you go. So now this one is justified as center. Okay. I know like a couple of people like Rutuja wants a light mode. So let's do a call one here and let's have a button button.btn primary dark mode or light mode. Okay, so we have something like this. Now we can also do x is this way, y is this way, my4. So we have some space. So on clicking, it has to do something, right? So on click, what we can do is we need to set this thing into something else, but we can't do this way. We need a particular thing called as useState. So we have a state object. Okay, useState snippet will not come. So what I would be doing is I would be saying this is gonna be a useState of true. Initially it is true. So I'm just gonna put the dark mode here, and then if I save it like this, at this point of time it says dark mode, but it doesn't show anything here. We can also debug this by putting a pre-tag. I'm gonna add a pre border rounded BG light. I think this should be fine. So put hello. Yes, this looks nice. Now here, what I'm gonna do is, if you want any JavaScript kind of a thing to come in here, we can just open this braces and type in something like, let's say new date dot to string. See, we can get this thing inside the JavaScript. Whatever JavaScript that we want to use, we can use it here. So here I'm gonna do JSON.stringify, and then inside that I'm gonna put dark mode and then comma null comma 2. So what does this do? It shows dark mode is true. Whatever is there inside this, it shows. Now here, if I put on click, what I want it to do is, first thing, I don't want it to run anything. So event dot prevent default. Do not refresh the page when I click on it. So that doesn't do. Next thing, I want it to set the dark mode as false because this one is light mode. So if I click on this, it sets the dark mode as false, and then this dark mode is also gone. It is in light mode, but it always stops at light mode. So basically what we did here is a simple way of connecting the state with whatever is the UI that is being displayed here. Also, I could put a P2 so that it gives some space. Okay, nice. Any questions so far? So here we have an on-click event. So we can also put this on-click as handle dark handle mode, and I'm going to create const handle mode as whatever we saved it from here. Okay, now even this works. If I refresh this page, click on this, it works. Okay, now we want this to be a toggle, right? Conditional rendering. So we know that this dark mode is true. Okay, here if I put dark mode, then make it into light mode or light. If not, make it into dark. Now say this shows dark and light mode. So if I remove this, it just shows dark mode, because if I refresh this, it shows light mode. Clicking on light mode will make it light mode, and then it is conditionally showing it is into dark mode. Now whatever I click, it is gonna do whatever is here already. So what we want to do is we want to invert what is the current value of dark mode. So I'm going to do the inversion here. So clicking on this, it becomes dark mode is false, and this dark mode will also go away. And then clicking on this again, the dark mode comes back, and this becomes light mode, dark mode, light mode, dark mode, and this one will also work together. So this is how a state works. A state is something like a common sense, like what you have. Any questions? Simple state access and conditional rendering. That's what we did just now. Okay, we did the dark mode and light mode and fun here. What about something a bit serious? Let's say I'm putting a name. Okay, or let's put my name. At this point of time, my name is going to be a text. Okay, now here let's make this look good. Now at this point, let's have our name added to this. So my name, currently it has got nothing at this point. Okay, I'm going to use the same logic here, and here let's have two inputs. Right, I would say I would keep them like this. Okay. Okay, looks good. Now we don't want this name here or ID here at this point, but I want the value to be my name. Okay, the moment I put the value, but before that, let's do one thing. Let's remove the value. I'm able to edit. All these things are fine. I can put something, somewhat something like this. Okay. Now, the moment I put the value as my name and save it, I can't edit anything because this is called as control component. This is called control components. This is controlled by the state. So basically this is again a control component because it is the content of this is controlled by the state. Similarly, this is also controlled by the state. But why is it not able to change any value? Because it becomes read only. This value becomes read only when you give a value, but not a handler, change handler. Now I'm going to put handle change name. So this will take an event again. Let's take this thing and put it again to this one. On change, do this. So what does it do? Let's try to log what comes here. So if I save this one here, I have a name text1, text2, something like this. If you go to the console here, and if I type, see it says hello coming from text1, world coming from text2, but it is supposed to save it here. So what we will do here is set my name as e.target.value so that whatever you see here, you'll be able to see it there. So if I refresh this one again, HELLO, so you can see whatever is happening here, and this is the same. Everything is the same. Wherever you change, everywhere it changes. It is a single point of contact. Like if I ask you who is our prime minister, or if I ask that person who is our prime minister, the answer will be the same, right? Similarly, there will be one single point of contact which says everything, which tells this is what it is, right? So that's how this works. Now we have hello and something like that. This is fun to do things as well. Like if you change something here, all this and this will change. This one is called controlled components. Any questions? And so far, did anyone learn something new? And was it clear? Is it tough, or what's happening here? We don't want this console name, so we'll close this and then we'll try to add yep. Any questions? Okay, shall we just try to deploy this whole thing again? Like deploy it in, yeah, okay. So wheat deploy. Okay, before that, let's go to, where do I have deploy in my code? Okay. Even if I go here, there could be a deployment script. Yes. So GH pages is something that I always use to deploy things. So let's install GHpages deployment script done. Now we need to do a lot of things as well. So if I deploy this, where does it get deployed? That is the first question. So it will get deployed in a home page called this is the home page. It gets deployed. Now we also need the deployment script to run correctly. So for that we'll use two more things. I'll explain you what these two things does. Okay, so this will deploy the pages in build, and what this does is it is going to push the whole thing as well. So git push npm run build. Then I don't want to do at this point right now. So let's get rid of this and run the npm run deploy. So now I've got this one deployment script I've created. Yeah. Now if I do npm run dep, now the first thing it does is pushes the code. Like look at this one, my code has not pushed at this point. So first thing, it pushed the code, it created the build folder. Okay, basically it is supposed to be a dist folder, not build. Dist, but this will not work either. So run. So now updated build script to use dist, not build. So this is a common problem that can happen everywhere. So we're going to do npm run dep again. So it deploys everything. It published, it says published. That's it, done. So if we go back to our code and go to this branches, we have gh pages. Now this says building in progress. Now if we click on this one, click on details, it's gonna do a Docker deployment. So it does everything here. We didn't do much, just follow what we did. That's all is needed. And then build is done. Superb. Build is done, but it has not deployed. If we refresh this page again, deploy process starts. So it's a dynamic deployment with GitHub, and then it is deploying to GitHub pages. Then it is using the token, complete job. So this is the deployed page. 99.9% this will not work because we are using Vite homepage React. So if we use Vite, what we need to do is we need to use a base. So if we go to the vite.config and then in the plugins React, we just need to use the base here. This will let you work with any location. Now fixed Vite deployment. This is a common error, common mistake a lot of people will do. Now if we do npm run deployment, it pushes the code, it runs the distribution again, it is published. So once this is published, now we will go back to our pages, actions, pages build. Now it is building. This is going to take the same 2 minutes work. Post checkout, deploy is done. I'm still not sure if this will work, but let's see. Okay, it is deployed, completed, open. Now clear cache and we are here. It's deployed. So if I try doing hello or world, control components, everything is here. So far, this is a basic application. We are able to even deploy it to full website as well. Anyone can actually use this one. So here's our deployed website. Now the next thing is, how do I make this work in a custom domain? So if I go back to your code, we'll go to dashboard, Cloudflare, something like cloudflare.com. Hopefully I am logged in. Let me log in. So for this, you might want to have your own domain name. How many of you know what Jigglypuff is? How many of you know what Jigglypuff is? Does anyone know what Jigglypuff? Who Jigglypuff is? Pokemon, yay, yes. Okay, so we are going to host it inside our Jigglypuff development server. So I'm going to go to DNS settings. In the records, I'm going to add a record saying like it's going to be a CNAME record. And we are going to use SIT now 29. And then it's going to go for domain.github.io and save. Or, well, we can use this way, or I'm going to delete this one and let's go to workers and pages, create a new application. I'm going to continue with GitHub. I'm going to use PraveenScience. This is nice. And then we are going to do this project name. npm run build. Okay. I think it's dist is the path. Yeah, I haven't tried doing this one yet. Okay, let's do it. This is the first time I'm deploying a React application on Cloudflare, but I'm not sure whether this works, but let's see. So it's going to clone the repository. It's going to install all the tools. It's going to run as npm 10 and node.js 22, which is what we were also running. It has created the dist folder. And it is going to install Wrangler. It understood that the dist folder is there. It is going to work with dist. Then continue. Build failed. Interesting. Okay. What we should do here is, for the deployments part, oh, it actually opens with this one. Okay, nice. So we need to set the deployment script. So I'm going to go back, settings. We'll use GH pages for now. And then no build command path/. Okay, now I need to check what exactly I have done in other workers for a normal HTML thing. So let's have a look at that. Let's say we have this one. And if I go to the settings, branch control, automatic deployments, build system as v3. So what is the deploy command? Branch control, build system version. Supposed to be build the configuration. Okay, let's go with npx wrangler deploy for now and update it. Okay, that does not work. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this one. We're not gonna use this again. So I need to delete this one. Let's not complicate things. So bye. Oh. Sorry for confusing you all with this. Okay, so what we are gonna do here is, let's go back to the DNS records, and then I'm gonna add a record, a CNAME record, and then make it as so we will be using this one, right? After build. It should be after dist slash CNAME, and then CNAME will be here. It's gonna be, what should it be? It should be our site React. Now let's use this one, .jig.win, and then let's do the same thing. So this point of time, updated the CNAME. CNAME is canonical name, and this is your, before that let me fix this one as well. Okay, so far we did this, but we have not done this one. So in our configuration here, we're going to use site and domain.github.io and then save it. Okay, this has been done. Now if I try to run this, run deploy, if you go to the dist page, or let's leave that, if we go to the GH pages, you would see CNAME here. This is not our stuff. If you go to the code, go to GH pages, you should see CNAME, it says this one. Okay, and then this is building. Deployment is happening right now to GH pages at this point, and it is completed, and it says this is the site as well. Boom, this is your custom domain. You can put anything here, and then here you go. So this is deployment. Questions? Does anyone have any questions? Was it helpful? I think we can also do a small social media shout. So I'm gonna create a new post here, and then we'll also try tagging or something. Like we can. So how many of you wanna be showing your faces here? Please switch on your camera and tell me some feedback in the chat right now. I've got something written already. Whatever you feel like so far. Let's switch on your, oh wait, I think you might need something to switch on the video. Okay, switch on the video right now. Press open, start video. Amazing. So Rutuja is here. Hey Rutuja, and others, please switch on your video. Type your comments. Let's Let's take some screenshots. We learned a lot of things. Yes, we are still waiting for Vaishnavi's face to come up. Oh yeah, there we go. I want at least like 15-20 comments so that we can take a nice screenshot now. Session was very helpful. Great learning. Explained it all well. Any questions? Try to also ask that here. Yes, Ritesh, go ahead. What's your question? I think I'm taking so many screenshots. Okay, so I think I have got like a couple of screenshots. What I'm gonna do is, let me share my screen once again. And so here's something that I already wrote up. Let me copy this. And paste it here. So day one complete. What an incredible start. Energy was brilliant. So we need some kind of like an energetic emoji. So we can use this one. Flag. We can use this goalpost. Then thank you to all these people. Coding blogs, developer, and then JavaScript made sing react tick life. Let's put alien here. We have hands-on coding, the best for use state and use effects. Then huge shout out to Aman Patel. Aman, is that you? Yeah, I think there's only one Aman here in my friends list. And Vaishnavi Shinde. Vaishnavi, is this you? Hopefully this.
Yeah,
that's you. Super. And then we'll add this. We can also do SIT student chapter for organizing this workshop. Let's use a hug emoji here. Why engaging? Let's use this. Backend together, handshake. Okay, this is nice. And then let's add the pictures. That's the main thing. So I'll go to the desktop here. Then I've got like so many screenshots along with this. Let's add everything. Who cares? Okay, now where is this main screenshot? That has to go first. Up. That's the worst way of making it go up. Okay, so at least we have all these things done, and let's go next. Super cool. Okay, how many of you here ready to go and hit the like, share, subscribe, just like a typical YouTuber? So I think we have added everything. Tomorrow, same time, let's join us. And here's the link, probably. Just gonna quickly put the link here. And then don't forget to add your comments as well. I'm just gonna put this feature on my top of the profile as well, so that if you go here, definitely you could see this. So here's the link. I want you all to, like, we need at least like 60 plus comments here. We want your whatever you feel like, how it helped you, or whatever you learned, put it here. Tomorrow we are going to talk about how to connect it with the backend. Okay, so go ahead, put your amazing feedback here. It's not just for me. it is also for you all because I took a session on React, and React is the most happening development program at this point of time, coding thing. And a lot of people who are in my circle, in my connection list, they are mostly about, they are recruiters, they are tech leads, they are company vice presidents, technical leads, etc. They look at you as well. Like for example, Vaishnavi, they look at Prajakta, they look at Yashwant, Vishwadatta, who are here. I'm just looking at them. Rutuja has been very active as well. Rutuja, I'm gonna do something really cool for you. Not this one, but let's get you something like a deployment code or something like that. So all of you will be noticed, and because you attended it, because you are interested in these things, probably they will feel that, okay, you will be a nice candidate for their company, and they might also call you for internship or interviews or something like that. So in case if you are all interested in something like that also, I will personally recommend you all. I know that you all have come here, and definitely we can also tell like, hey, these people attended my session, so the quality of these people, whoever code whatever they code here, will be as good as what I taught them, something like that. So although we just did very small basic things, but I'm sure that you have learned something new, right? So that's the thing. And go ahead, hit the like, type something, write something, give your pitch, like say, hey, I'm Rutuja, I'm just started learning React, or like maybe I know React a lot, but this is something totally new. So I'm ready for creating something new or something like that, so that people will look at you. Oh, Rutuja is like, she's already doing this and she knows this and she's in this level. Okay, why don't you just come and join us for this application or program or something like that, so we can also pay you or something like that. So things will happen like that. That happened to me a lot. So that's the reason I'm asking everyone to do this. So Rutuja, I just took you as an example. So, but yeah, you have been also like all of you, like most of you have been active. I wish a lot more people might have active. So tomorrow I'm looking at so many more people being active. So recording and certificates definitely you will be getting. And in the meantime, if you have any questions or something like that, is everyone okay with a WhatsApp group or something like that? Where is this Aman? Aman, where are you? Okay, take a picture, take a screenshot, post it on LinkedIn as well. So Aman, do you mind creating a WhatsApp group for us, so that those people who have not able to join this one will also get benefited by interacting with the content? And also, if you are trying to do the same thing by looking at the recording or by whatever you have got it in your mind, like you want to try this again in your own way, if you get stuck or anything, message immediately. I'll answer the questions as well. Okay, so Aman, create a group, make Vaishnavi and Praveen, myself, admins as well, so that we can also look at it. So share the group link, WhatsApp group link here. So and also share it with other people as well in the thing, so that everyone gets to join us. And those people who are women in tech, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We have an amazing women in tech community as well. I'll talk about that later. So yeah, pretty much, yes, let Vaishnavi lead it. Vaishnavi, you are the person. Go ahead, create it. And thank you. Over to you, Vaishnavi. Thanks a lot for giving me this chance.
Thank you so much, Praveen, for such an enriching session, I'll say. And we truly appreciate you sharing not just the technical side, but also your personal experience and insights. We would love to learn more tomorrow as well. And honestly, as students, we are still haunted by outdated syllabus topics. So thank you for sharing the up-to-date tools as well. And I
all
guess
the
it was a
easy
great
ways of
session.
doing things, the Jugaad ways and easy ways of doing things. Let's do that as well.
Yes, definitely. And thank you guys for joining in. We'll see you tomorrow at same time for day 2. So don't miss it. Tomorrow we still have the best part ahead. So I'll meet you guys tomorrow. And thank you, Praveen, on behalf of SIT ACM student chapter.
Thank you. And by the way, does anyone still remember what is the part 3 and part 4 which I asked you to comment? I totally forgot. One is about my life in the UK, how to get into UK. You don't need an entrance examination. You don't need IELTS or anything because you are from India. What was the part 4? I really don't remember. Like those people who know, you can unmute yourself and also talk. You should be able to unmute yourself and talk. Does someone remember it? Part 4, part 3. So one is UK, jobs, careers. I seriously don't remember this. Dang. Oh, part 4 is about UK. Then what is part 3?
I think we were just seeing insights from your life, so that is what we were talking about in part 3.
We talked about 2 things. Maybe we will go through the recording and see what are all the 2 things. Okay. Part 3 is about my insights about my life, how I came to UK and other things. Part 4 is the 30-second portfolio for everyone, right? Forgot?
Oh, yeah, right.
How many of you want a portfolio? How many of you want your own website? That too in 30 seconds with the amazing way of creating things and stuff like that. So, yep, that is part 4. So, great. I'm gonna wait for all your comments. Whatever questions that you have got, put it in the same link. I'm gonna answer them as well. And Vaishnavi, your duty to make 100 people comment there. I'm gonna answer 100 times. I am happy to answer everyone's questions.
Definitely will get it done, Praveen.
Awesome. So have a nice time. Meet you all 23 hours or 22 hours later. Ta-da!
Bye.
Bye.